No matter the technology used to make ethnographic films, there have always been some key debates about the theory and principles underlying their making. Some filmmakers have thought of ethnographic films on par with scientific observation, used to capture an objective reality of what happened with no interpretation. They have purposefully tried to remove as much extraneous input from the filmmaker as possible, in part to avoid forcing the filmmaker's own cultural conventions of narrative, time, visuality, emotion, etc. onto the people being filmed. This approach typically frowns at techniques like narrative editing, visual effects, or musical soundtrack as manipulation. But others would argue such ideology has historically stifled the medium and its very premise is mistaken.
C'est du rythme. Toutes les choses, c'est du rythme.
Many filmmakers working today assume it is always impossible for a film to be neutrally observed. The filmmaker decides things like what to film, from what angle, what interview questions to ask, and how to edit raw footage together for presentation. Even if the filmmaker positions a camera and walks away, they have established that position, chosen to record something. All these choices are based on an underlying rationale, positionality, and privilege. These kinds of considerations have led famous ethnographic filmmakers, such as Trinh T. Minh Ha, to assert that there is no such thing as documentary. In other words, the filmmaker is never simply recording what actually happened. They always have a hand in crafting the truth of the encounter.
Video is the ideal research method to use when we move with people because video is a mobile technology. We take our video cameras with us, we follow people through the world, and as we walk through the world with them, we record those experiences of moving them through the world with them. We aren't always necessarily recording exactly, or the objective isn't just to record what we can capture in the lens of the camera. It's not about documenting only what we can see. It's actually about taking the camera with us as we experience what's around us, what's in front of the camera, but also what's to each side of the camera, what's behind the camera. So as David McDougall, the anthropological filmmaker, says, actually what we're recording when we film with video is not just what we can see, but also the standpoint or the position of the filmmaker in the world. We're actually creating a recording of that position that we have in the world in that particular moment as we're engaging with the experience that the other person who's showing us their world wants to show us.
Even Bateson, shooting a century ago, acknowledged the observer effect, the fact that the very presence of a camera always influences how people act in front of it. So, from this perspective, if neutrality is a myth and filmmakers always influence what they're filming, then film is not a science, and the pretense of an objective or neutral style of filmmaking is unnecessary. Filmmakers should be given more free rein to experiment with their artistry and editing, whether this means their films fit in at the art house, the mainstream cinema, or somewhere in between, rather than only in a coding lab or a classroom.
Sam prvi put izašao kao u dragu, kao dekadenca na publiku. Nisam osjećao nikakvu posebnu sad ne znam, tremu ili nervozu.
Zato što maska stoji između tebe i sveta i daje ti potpuno neko novo lice.
This debate over whether filmmaking counts as hard social science or artistic expression has led to perhaps a lot of unnecessary gatekeeping in the field. Film has often been undervalued in anthropology, where a written article or book still counts as the benchmark of legitimate scholarship. And at the same time, many amazing films giving real insights into culture have been overlooked because they weren't made by formally trained anthropologists. Many filmmakers themselves have argued against such definitions and delineations.
I forgot everything. I forgot how to speak Korean. I forgot any memory of ever having had a family. And I even forgot my real name. The only memories I have of my childhood are the images my father filmed while I was growing up. I relegated my real memories into the category of dreams.
So what's the point of these attempts at definitions and hierarchies? In a generous light, in the end, they matter because filmmakers care about the well-being of their film participants and don't want them to be exploited. And anthropologists believe training and expertise in a culture in an approach to studying culture can help support positive working relationships and ethical representations.
These ethical questions are particularly urgent, given ethnographic film's roots in a colonialist past. Films made about culture now, especially about people from a culture different from that of the filmmaker or the majority viewing audience, must counter a painful past of visual objectification, exploitation, and misrepresentation.
Oh, I'm all right. How are you? So you speak English, huh?
Yes, sir.
Where'd you learn to speak English?
When I'm small boys, I was working at Kandakan.
Oh, and you learned there from the white people, huh? How'd you like to go along with me as interpreter?
Yes,
huh?
sir. I like it.
You like to go,
Yeah,
would you, huh?
yeah.
What's your name?
Logan.
Logan, huh? How much money you want?
Plenty, sir.
Oh, you want plenty, do you?
But it's not just how people were represented on screen, it's whose work was valued and given funding, whose names ended up in the textbooks on ethnographic film, who is remembered as a visionary auteur. Ethnographic film can now claim a fantastically diverse roster of visual anthropologists making work, as well as filmmakers working outside of the academy who are contributing to the field's expansion. This same diversity could be better recognized in the history of the field, and a critical take on the definition of ethnographic film could help pull other significant filmmakers into the fold.
मंत्र करुणा येतं तर किती सूर्य समिते नामाष्टकान सुनिशासिद्वन वर्कनकुतम प्रभम पनितो अस्मिता.
Ultimately, despite, or perhaps because of, these ongoing debates testing the field, ethnographic film still retains a great power, even more so now where audiovisual and digital media is so omnipresent in the contemporary globalized sharing of information and ideas. It directly engages multiple senses that it can provide a feeling of being there that even some of the most evocative written descriptions can't on a neurological level. For elements of culture that have been inherently audiovisual components, film can greatly enhance research presentations and teaching about material culture, performance traditions, rituals, and celebrations. Other aspects of culture are given a tangibility and specificity also somewhat out of reach in writing. Viewers see real people in their actual environments in all their sensory, textural, and material specificity. And increasingly important now, film is more directly accessible to the people being filmed. Recorded in their own language and immediately available for playback, film facilitates participant feedback. Finished films can be shared digitally around the world and screened in the communities where they were shot. In this way, it can bring anthropological ideas and urgent ethnographic findings to multiple viewing audiences.
What is your opinion on these debates about ethnographic film? If a filmmaker wants to make a film about culture, does it matter whether they have anthropological training? How about objectivity? Perhaps totally objectivity isn't possible, but do you think there's a way to document behavior without significantly influencing it? Can some filmmaking styles be considered more objective than others? If so, do you think more objective styles are more truthful to lived experience? Do you think they're more suitable to ethnographic film? Why or why not?
Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to learn more, here are some useful resources in the description below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to get your regular dose of anthrodorphins.
If you want to explore filmmaking styles that go beyond objectivity, learn about emotional meaning in film and how to communicate emotion cross-culturally, check out our series on visual psychological anthropology.